Have you ever noticed how some older men step into a space and the air shifts? It's not loud or showy, but suddenly everyone feels it, especially younger women. They don't demand attention with flashy moves or over-the-top charm. Instead, they carry a quiet confidence, a magnetic pull that makes her lean in without even realizing why. It's not about wealth, status, or chiseled looks. It's deeper, a primal energy, a way of moving through the world that feels effortless yet deliberate. These men don't chase approval, they don't need to. They've mastered something most younger guys miss, the art of flirting without seeming like they're flirting at all. On my channel, WisdomWavesAura, we dive into what makes men unforgettable. And today, I'm breaking down the 7 most powerful flirting secrets older men use to spark desire and leave younger women captivated. These aren't cheesy pickup lines or scripted games, they're psychological triggers rooted in masculine energy, refined by experience, and backed by science. Let's unravel what makes these men so irresistible and how you can tap into that same power. Younger men often sabotage themselves when it comes to attraction. They think loud energy equals confidence, that constant joking shows charm, or that endless compliments build desire. But to a woman, it can feel desperate, like he's auditioning for her approval. The moment she senses neediness, her interest fades. Desire doesn't come from a man trying to prove himself, it comes from a man who doesn't need to. Older men get this. They don't compete for the spotlight or fill every silence with nervous chatter. They let their presence speak. A single, steady glance or a well-timed pause can hit harder than any rehearsed line. It's subtle, grounded, and a little dangerous, and that edge is what women crave. Think of it like this: a younger guy is a firecracker, bright, loud, but gone in a flash. An older man is a slow-burning fire, warm, steady, and impossible to look away from. Most guys today are busy trying to be the firecracker, when women secretly want the flame that lingers. If you don't learn this shift, you risk being the guy who tries too hard, the one she forgets by the end of the night. So, what are the secrets that make women lean in instead of pulling away? Let's dive in with WisdomWavesAura and break them down. The first secret is presence. It's not what these men say, it's how they show up. In a world where everyone's distracted, fidgeting, or glued to their phones, true presence is rare. Most guys can't sit across from a woman without breaking eye contact, rushing their words, or filling silence with awkward small talk. But an older man knows better. He's lived enough to understand that attention is power. When he speaks, he's deliberate. When she talks, he listens, not with a hungry, eager to please look, but with calm focus. That grounded energy says, "I'm here because I choose to be, not because I need you." Studies on attraction back this up. Women respond to the quality of attention, not the quantity. A man who holds steady eye contact, who listens without jumping to impress, creates a mix of safety and intrigue. It's a paradox: the calmer he is, the more tension she feels. Younger guys mistake excitement for attraction, but real desire comes from restraint. Presence can't be faked. You can toss out clever lines or flash money, but if your energy is scattered, she'll feel it. A man who's fully grounded, who carries himself like he has nothing to prove, she feels that before she even thinks it. That's why he can sit quietly and still be the most magnetic person in the room. Next, there's the art of contrast. Younger guys often overdo it, endless compliments, oversharing, or trying to prove they're interesting. It's predictable, and predictable kills curiosity. Older men play a different game. They tease with restraint, offering just enough warmth to draw her in, then pulling back to keep her guessing. It's not manipulation, it's rhythm, like a song that hooks you with its pauses as much as its notes. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement. When attention is unpredictable, it's addictive. Think slot machines or the thrill of a chase. She makes a playful comment, expecting you to fawn like every other guy. Instead, you pause, flash a sly grin, and toss back something that acknowledges her but keeps her on her toes, like, "Cute, but I'm not that easy." That moment sticks because it's not desperate, it's deliberate. The key? You have to be okay with her not liking you. Younger men fear rejection, so they overcompensate with constant approval. An older man knows attraction isn't lost when you don't bend, it's sparked when you don't. He's willing to let silence linger, to risk her not getting it. That risk is what makes the tease electric. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we talk about owning that edge. Check out our other videos for more on this. Then there's the way older men handle time. Younger guys rush, talking fast, fidgeting, trying to keep up with her energy. It screams insecurity, like they're afraid of losing her attention. But an older man slows everything down. He knows that when you control the tempo, you control the room. She's talking fast, testing you with her energy, and instead of matching her pace, you lean back, lock eyes, and respond with calm, measured words. Suddenly, she's mirroring you, slowing down, falling into your rhythm without realizing it. Studies on communication show that slower speech and deliberate pauses signal authority. Think of a nervous intern rambling versus a seasoned leader who lets silence breathe before speaking. One's forgettable, the other commands respect. Attraction works the same way. When you slow down, you show you're not chasing, not trying to prove anything. You're the mountain, steady and unmoved, letting others climb to meet you. That's why his presence feels so powerful, it bends time around him. Another secret is withholding validation. Younger men pour it out, compliments, laughs, agreement at every turn. It feels nice at first, but it gets old fast. It's like fast food, cheap and forgettable. An older man creates tension by holding back. She throws a playful jab, expecting you to rush in with praise. Instead, you smirk, let the silence stretch, and maybe say, "That's all you've got." She feels the spark not because you gave her what she wanted, but because you didn't. Scarcity drives value. When you hand out validation too easily, she knows exactly where she stands, and the mystery dies. But when you make her earn your attention, she leans in, chasing that subtle nod or sly smile. This isn't about being cold, it's about self-respect. A man who values himself doesn't give his energy away cheaply. She feels that selectiveness, that discipline, and it pulls her in. It's like rare wine versus soda, one's savored, the other's gulped and forgotten. Silence is another weapon. Most men fear it, rushing to fill gaps with chatter or jokes, thinking stillness means losing her. But older men know better. Silence, when you own it, is power. Picture this, she asks a teasing question, and instead of scrambling to answer, you pause, hold her gaze, let the moment stretch. That pause unsettles her, but it also hooks her. It shows you're not performing, not desperate for her approval. Psychologists call this non-reactivity, a signal of confidence and status. Most guys she meets are hyperactive, constantly selling themselves. The man who can sit in silence without flinching. He's a rock in a storm. That silence isn't empty, it communicates. It says, "I'm not rushed. I don't need to prove myself." She'll start filling the gaps, talking more, chasing the connection you didn't force. That's when silence becomes your ally. Wisdom Waves Aura is all about mastering these subtle moves. Subscribe to dive deeper. Then there's playful unpredictability. Routine kills attraction. When she can predict your every move, she might feel safe, but she won't feel excited. Younger women, surrounded by constant stimulation, crave something different. Older men deliver this by breaking patterns in subtle, confident ways. She expects a compliment on her outfit. Instead, you glance at her with a half smirk and say, "That's trouble." You don't explain, letting the ambiguity work its magic. Or she teases you, expecting a defense, and you just laugh and say, "Try harder." It throws her off, but in a way that lights her up. Unpredictability triggers dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. When she can't guess your next move, she's alert, engaged, hooked. But it only works if it's grounded in calm confidence. Erratic unpredictability feels chaotic, confident unpredictability feels like intrigue. That's the difference between immature and magnetic. Finally, there's stoic depth. Attraction might start with banter or looks, but what keeps her hooked is something deeper. Younger women are surrounded by guys who text fast or crack jokes, but few make her feel truly seen. An older man carries a stillness that cuts through the noise. In the middle of her playful teasing, he looks at her, not with need, but with calm intensity, and asks something real, like, "What drives you when no one's watching?" He doesn't push or over-explain, he lets the question linger. That moment hits her hard. She realizes she's not just dealing with another guy trying to impress, she's facing someone who can touch her soul. Women crave emotional intensity, not just entertainment. Mixing light flirtation with raw depth makes you unforgettable. Your trials, your scars, your quiet strength, they're not flaws, they're weapons. They let you flirt in a way no younger guy can match, not because you try harder, but because you've lived deeper. These 7 secrets: presence, contrast, slow down time, withheld validation, controlled silence, playful unpredictability, and stoic depth, aren't just tactics. They're the natural expression of a man who knows himself, who's done chasing approval. Women don't just want excitement, they want a man who grounds them, challenges them, and makes them feel alive. But here's the catch: you can't fake this. Calm doesn't work if you're anxious inside. Teasing falls flat if you're bitter. Depth feels hollow if you haven't faced your own struggles. The real work is becoming that man, one who radiates these qualities naturally. Then, flirting happens without effort. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're about cutting through the noise and building that unshakable core. Subscribe to keep learning how to sharpen that edge. If something clicked here, don't just move on. Ask yourself, where am I still chasing when I should be standing tall? Shift that, and women will feel it. Younger, older, doesn't matter. Attraction bends to gravity, and the most magnetic men move with it. Drop a comment on Wisdom Waves Aura with which of these secrets hit you hardest or which you need to master first. Because you don't win by chasing, you win by becoming. And when you become that man, she won't just notice you, she won't forget you.